Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Isle of Triumph. Thank you for coming out today. I hope you had plenty of coffee, plenty of breakfast. We're so excited to have you here. We're also very excited to have a special guest, Kenny Roberts, this morning. But I'm sure you guys are just here for the breakfast, right? All right, well, Kenny, welcome to the stage. Thank you so much. I'm going to hand this one off to you.
Does it work?
It sure does. And our great sound tech, Chris, he'll make sure it sounds good for your voice however you want to talk.
I might talk one way.
Only talk one way. All right, Chris, you got that, the way he talks. We'll turn you up a little bit.
What am I doing? Ask me something.
We're just talking a little bit.
Oh.
So, well, then first I'll just ask you a little bit about what brought you out here this weekend. I know Robert and the museum have invited you to be the Grand Marshal for the 19th vintage Barber Vintage Motorcycle Days. What does that mean to you?
Work.
A lot of work. All right, they're putting you hard to work. I know, Robert.
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting facility. How could you turn it down? You know, it took me years and years to get here. I know they kept inviting me, and I was always gone over the world. So I came last year, and I said, "Yeah, this place is awesome. The people are awesome." So I said, "Yeah, I'm in."
Love to hear it. And I understand that in conjunction with you being the Grand Marshal, there's also a special exhibit in the museum. Is that true?
Yes, it's my son's world championship bike, my world championship bike from 1980, and it's sort of a Roberts Museum. I don't know what you would call it actually, but it's for us. It's letting other people see what we did. Otherwise, the motorcycles just sat in a warehouse. Now, my grandkids will be able to see a legacy of what I actually did.
I love that. There's so many great motorcycles that just sit in warehouses. They're not seen, they're not ridden. So it's amazing that they're going to be here on display for everybody to see those bikes and learn about you and your legacies.
Well, there's no place in the world better than this place right here.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to ask a crowd question. Who's been to Barber Motorsports Park before? Oh, a little bit of everybody. And to Vintage Days? All right, so this is the 19th Vintage Days. Who was here at the first Vintage Days?
They all did.
We got one. Hey, there we go. All right. So Kenny, we're chatting a little bit out back, and I do have to ask you some Triumph-related questions because we are in the Isle of Triumph. But you said you have some experience with Triumph motorcycles from the early days in your career.
19 years old. Met the president of Triumph in his office, and he said, "You're awesome. I love watching you at Ascot on a 250, but I'm sorry you're just too small to ride a big bike." And that was it. That was my experience with Triumph.
You had to prove them wrong.
I kicked their ass.
Who are some riders you were racing against in those days?
Well, the good guys went to Triumph, and the bigger guys, I guess. But I won the national championship on a Yamaha, and so the only company would hire me because nobody wanted to ride the Yamaha. But I don't know. I've had some run-ins in England. I built a motorcycle in England, and Triumph. I had some things with Triumph. It's a different company now, obviously. So I don't know. That's it. My life story.
So I'm curious, just going back to those days and the perception that a smaller rider might not be able to handle those bikes. What did you do as a smaller rider to be a better rider than all the bigger guys on those big bikes?
I beat him. So I don't know that there's a size limit. It's not like the circus where I jumped off an elephant, but you you have to master the art of riding a motorcycle. I spent I don't know how many miles on a motorcycle, mostly just training to be what I was, and so it comes full circle. Now I'm here. Triumph actually makes motocross bikes.
We do.
The-
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's weird. So, but it's I've been all over the world many times, obviously, and I just end up keep coming back to America.
It's a great place to be.
They don't screw it up anymore. Yeah.
We're going to do everything we can to keep the land of the free. You know that.
Yeah, but the motorcycle people around the world, they're just nice people. I don't know why. I'm glad I was in the motorcycle business because jumping off that elephant was hard on my body.
Bet it was. Kenny, I'd love to open it up to the audience a little bit if you're open for some crowd questions.
Up to them.
All right. I see somebody very eager with two hands up. We're going to go straight out to this gentleman.
What's your name?
Robinson.
Mark from England. What do you got?
How come you never did the Isle of Man TT?
I'm not that stupid. I was offered a lot of money to do that when I retired. And I said, your queen doesn't have enough money for me to do that. I can't remember 4 corners. How am I going to remember 37 miles?
We got one more back here with
Mac. From England. Kenny, toughest race and favourite victory, please.
What was that?
toughest race and favorite victory.
Indy Mile, 1975 was my toughest race. I think in Europe it was probably Madrid in 82 because the bike was actually unrideable and I was able to slide up to the curbs, hit the curbs and won the race. So that's probably my road racing. But the Indy Mile was definitely one of the, came from dead last and I led one lap and that was the last one. So yeah, that was good.
That's the one that counts.
Excuse me?
That's the one that counts.
Yeah, yeah. That's what the Harley guy said.
Right here, what's your name?
Jim. Hey, Kenny. Great to see you. I'm from Toronto. Curious if you remember running Law Sport up in
Yes.
Canada. It was a famous race for all us Canadians.
Yeah,
And it was spectacular. And I saw you going airborne over the top of the straight back in those days and just crashing into the high-speed corners.
yeah.
You do remember?
Yes, that place is a shithole. I hate to say that. But yeah, I raced that and I come over the corner and there's looked like an airplane crash and one didn't make it from that. It was, yeah, it's different place.
All right.
Is that just how you remember it?
Well, what's your name?
You probably didn't ride a TZ 750 there then. Oh, yeah, they don't make good bikes.
Roger Kirsch. I recently read a 40-year-old copy of your biography by your journalist and friend from England. And I'm wondering, I think everyone here should read that book. I read it in 2 nights, and I just thought it was fantastic. Anybody that wants to know about what Kenny Roberts did, read that book. And I'm wondering, would you publish it again?
No, I didn't do any of it, but that's a publishing thing. And I don't do business, so I have no idea. But the motorcycle people didn't enjoy it as well as the normal people. It was kind of a funny thing. It wasn't, I didn't want a book about what I did. Well, I just wanted a book to say who I am, but I don't want to say, oh, I won this race and I beat this guy and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I don't know, probably do another one before I die. So they'll probably publish that one, hopefully.
Back here, I got a question while I'm walking. With your career in history, your son, what was it like being a mentor, balancing being a mentor and a father and a coach?
Difficult. I was drunk most of the time. I don't remember, but you're as all you guys are probably fathers or whatever. It's difficult to for me to win was easy because all I had to do was beat everybody. Didn't have to worry about your dad being a world champion. For him, it was much tougher. So he called me one day and said, I want to race road racing. He was about 14. And I said, I'll talk to you when I get home. And I said, okay, here's what's going to happen. You're never going to be as good as me because people won't allow that. And you can be 10-time world champion. They're still going to say he wasn't good as his dad. If you can handle that, I will let you race. And he said, I have no problem with that. And still doesn't. And he also is a world champion. And to get there was much tougher, I think, for him than it was for me.
Yeah, well said. One, sir.
Good morning, Kenny. My name's Scott. A quick question, actually two questions. You raced dirt track for a long time and you switched over to road racing. Which did you prefer or did you enjoy both equally?
No, and I didn't want to be a road racer. And like I said, I was going to go ride Triumph. So that road, wasn't road racing, it was dirt tracking, and had to sign with Yamaha because I was too little. And so they made and sold road racers, and I didn't want to do it. And so it wasn't actually until I started dragging my knee that I was comfortable on a road racer. And today, if I can't drag my knee, I'm not comfortable. And I don't know where that came from, but I ended up obviously going to Europe and winning the world championship, but I didn't start out that way. It wasn't my dream.
One more?
That was really interesting. Of the various forms of dirt track racing, I was not a dirt track guy myself. What do you prefer? Short track, TT, half mile? What was your preference?
It's a motorcycle, has two wheels. Sometimes it has a brake, sometimes they don't. But I'd have to say the most exciting was the mile, obviously, because of the speed. And a TT is probably tougher because it's right, left, whatever, but the mile is the most fun. There's really nothing like going 130 miles. Well, the TZ 750 was going over 145 mile an hour and flicking it sideways. There's nothing like that.
So we're going to take one more from the audience. Then I have one more myself, and then Kenny has another obligation at the museum. So we're gonna let him get out of here. But Eric, do you have one last more in the crowd?
Right here. Yeah, what's your name?
Hey now. Hi, Kenny.
Hi.
I don't speak English well, but
Either do I.
yeah. I live in Brazil. I stay here for you.
Oh, thank you.
You are my fan.
Thank you.
All right. Round of applause.
Amazing, thank you.
I've been to Brazil. A lot of pretty women there.
Sure are. So my last question is just a little bit inspired about some of your comments about your book, and not necessarily wanting to tell more stories about your accolades, but a little bit about who you are. But I'd love to learn now, in this stage of life, what do you really enjoy to do on your off days, assuming that you get a free off day every once in a while?
I build motorcycles. So, strange things. I'm building one of my 3-cylinder engines, 2-stroke, into a dirt tractor. So the dirt tractor I raised is 75, had 120 horsepower. This one's got 180 horsepower and it's about 40 pounds lighter. So that should be fun. That probably kill me, but it'll be fun until that happens. So I'm just a motorcycle guy. I'm like probably a lot of you guys. You know, I rode horses and I was going to be, because I was going tall for a jockey. But I was going to do that. I rode a mini bike and that was it. And everything else came from that. So it's in here.
Yeah, that's amazing, and so great to hear that it's still in there. So thank you so much again
Thank you.
for coming out to join us. One big round of applause. Thank you, Kenny. Just that jacket was made in England. I recognize that pattern. It looks like it's rainproof. Just a couple quick announcements. Again, Isle of Triumph is going to be open all day today. We have some of the best track views in the entire